Hi guys, it's time for another episode in my Makeup Diaries. If you're new to this series, basically what I do is I show you about 7 looks that I've sort of done in a short, time span. It's not exactly a week and they might not be back to back when I'm actually doing my makeup, but it's just a place for you to get inspiration if you want to see some different looks that aren't like tutorials, because I feel like for myself, I'm at a point in my makeup journey where I feel like I know how to recreate other looks. So I feel like I get more inspired by seeing looks rather than seeing how they're done. And if you're kind of like me, then this would be a good series for you. I also give you some quick reviews on the things that I've been using. I tell you everything that is on my face every single day and just kind of my thoughts around them. And if I try something new that maybe I don't feature in like dedicated videos, this is a good place for you to get reviews on those. So we're gonna go ahead and start. So I'm gonna start with what is on my face today with my base products. I'm using the Very Valentino foundation. Who was surprised? I mean, this is like my go-to foundation right now and I just love it. I think it's so good. I have mine in the shade LN1. Not the perfect shade for me. I bought the wrong shade last time. I don't know how I wasn't able to get the same shade as I had before. Sometimes your brain works in weird ways. My concealer is the Lancome Tainted Old Ultra Wear All Over Concealer. This is my holy grail. I have been playing around with the Ofra one lately too, which I do like, but I keep going back to that one because I just really like it. My powder, I honestly only have one setting powder and it's the Wet n Wild Loose setting powder. I can't get enough of this. It's affordable. It's, it does the job. Like, it's a powder. It sets my face. It stays on all day. It does what I want it to do. I have heard some people say that this can cause flashback. I don't take flash photography. I don't walk the red carpet every day. I don't care. For me, this works great, and for me, it looks good in pictures too, but again, I never use flash, so just something to keep in mind. My brow products, I need to buy a new brow pen. Where did I put my brow pen? I'm using the brow pen from, me trying to find anything, from CoverGirl. I was supposed to have this in front of me. This is in the shade Soft Brown, just what I use in my brows, and then I use the West Barnes & Co. The brow pen in the shade Roots. This is one of those that you can draw like hair-like strokes with, and I use it every day. I love it. It's my holy grail. I've been using this every day for probably like 8 months now. I've gone through 3 of them. I really like them. I think for me, I've tried a lot of that kind of product. It's just the best for me. They don't have the best shade range, but if you can find your shade in it, it's definitely worth a shot. Let's move on to some of the more fun things. So my bronzer today, which really isn't all that fun. I don't find bronzers to be fun. It's the Kaitlyns Symphony Contour Trio in the shade Medium. I'm just using this shade. I usually go back and forth between this one and the ColourPop Super Shock, which I will probably be using later in this video. My blush and highlight today, for my blush, I'm using the I Can't Get Enough of This. I don't think it's available anymore. I'm sorry. I'm gonna list everything that I'm talking about down below in my description box if there's anything that you're looking for. I will also list my codes and all of that. So this is the holiday palette from this year. It's the shade called Divine Rose, and I'm using a mixture of these two, and I think it turned out good. I wanted sort of a subtler blush moment today because I feel like my eyes are like very boom out there, and I didn't want my blush to really compete with it. I just wanted it to kind of be there to be a little color on my face. My highlighter today is the Noctilucent palette from Blend Bunny, and I'm using this shade, which is my favorite. I'm getting quite a bit of a dip in that one. It's the shade called Enlighten. I also have this shade right here in my inner corner as well as my brow bone, if you can see that. And then for my eyes, this is a... You saw the thumbnail of the video and you're probably like, Annette, why did you buy this? Honestly, I've said this before many times, but I feel like recently I've been really into these kind of looks. Like, I've been loving like neutral looks with a pop of color, and when I saw this palette from Pat Mcgrath, this was one of her Valentine's releases. It's one of the 6 pans. I considered getting one of the ones with the shimmers in it, but I was like, you know what? I really just want a palette full of Pat Mcgrath's mattes, and these are wonderful. The formulas in here, I only use these 2, but holy crap, like it took me 5 minutes to do my mattes, and that was me like really trying to get a really nice smooth blend. They built up so nicely, and it was a joy to work with. They're almost a bit of like a creamy formula. Like I can almost see it like in the pan that it's a bit like, it's not wet, like it's hard to explain, but it's super smooth, very easy to build up, very easy to like blend, and it performed so well. Like I feel like these 2 are the perfect 2 mattes for me, like tone wise and depth wise, for when I want to do a look like this. Like if I just want to really showcase a shimmer, these 2 mattes are exactly what I'm looking for when it comes to doing a like a neutral matte crease. Like these are perfect, and I'm so excited that I bought these, even if I only used it once. I'm excited to kind of dip into some of these pinky purpley shades as well. I like having a bone color matte in here because this is a palette that I'm definitely going to bring traveling with me, because it's nice to have a shade like this for days where maybe you don't want to do eyeshadow, you want to just like set your eyeshadow primer or whatever. So it's nice to have that in a little palette. So I feel like this is a very like functional palette for me, and one that I'm probably going to get more use out of than I'm expecting, even though I am actually expecting to get a lot of use out of it. But I'm so excited that I bought it. Now obviously the star of the show is a shimmer on my lid. It's just one shimmer, and it's one of the multichromes from Shall We Makeup. They sent me a package a little while ago. I did do a video with some of these, swatching these, using some of them on my eyes. I can try to remember to link that in the corner. I don't know if I'll remember, but I'll try. But so far I've been so impressed by these. This is the shade called Serendipity, and it was the shade that I never really had a chance to use in that video because I wasn't able to do enough looks. But let me show you the shift in this. It shifts super strongly to like a blue. You can definitely see that in the mirror. Like I would go as far as to say that these multichromes are honestly like Cliona quality, and if you're looking for good multichromes, these are amazing. These are also magnetic, so even though they do come in a little compact like this, you can easily pop them out. There's like a little hole in here that you just like take out the shadows. So just something to keep in mind if you're looking for like single multichromes. These are honestly really, really, really good. I'm not sure if I have a code with Shall We. It'll be down below in my description box if it is, or I'll put it on the screen if I can find it. But I would highly recommend the multichromes. I think they're amazing. For the little details that I have up here, I did a little dots because I was like, add a little something extra to this. So I used one of the Glisten Cosmetics split liners. I used the shade called Banana Split, and I'm using the shade, which is basically just a primer yellow, and I think it looked really nice with this look. I love the combination of like yellows and greens together, and I think that everything just works. Like I love this. Like I probably could have gotten away with more of a bold lip as well, but I just wanted to use some lip products that I love, and I'm using the Natasha Denona My Perfect Nude Lip Liner. This is my perfect lip liner. Honestly, it's the one that I always want to reach for. I finally found it. It was lost for a while. I don't know what happened to it, but now I found it in my bag, and I'm using the lip gloss that came with the collection as well. I love this. I think these two together are perfect for me, so I'm so happy that I bought these, and I love this look. My lashes today are the Unicorn Cosmetics lashes in the shade, in the style Dreamer, one of my favorites. I love these. These are like the first lash style that I ever tried that made me realize that I actually like lashes. So I think these are beautiful, really, really nice, and I'm excited. I can't wait to wear this the rest of the day. I should probably mention my eyeliner as well. This one is from Norvina. It's a yellow one. It's just called Yellow. I think it's nice. I think it is a little, it goes into waterline a little bit crumbly, but like you can build it up to get a really nice opaque layer. But just keep in mind that like if you look up close, it's looking a little dry and crusty, and sometimes when you like go to put mascara on, you put like mascara over clumps of like yellow eyeliner, but I think it's worth it. Like I think it looks really nice, and I love this look. So that is going to be the first look of the video and sort of my review on this. I'm gonna obviously keep trying this, but I'm leaving on vacation in like 2 days. You're probably seeing this way later, and I probably mentioned it later in the video as well. I don't know. This video is going to be a bit of a mess. I'm sorry in advance, but it's going to be kind of looks that are a little bit out of order for when I'm filming this, because I'm filming the intro to this like pretty much at the end of the video. Anyway, let's just go ahead and get into the rest of the looks. So here is my next look. Now, the thing about this look is that I don't know where or which video I'm putting this into, because I'm filming this 2 weeks in advance, and I'm filming this with one of the new Unisai palettes, and this has not been sneak peeked or announced or anything when I'm filming this, so I'll probably put this in like a later video, but just know that I'm filming this in advance. So I'm using the Flora Story palette, and this is the collaboration that they did with Makeup Just for Fun. This is such a beautiful kind of earthy but still colorful but also sort of neutral palette, and I feel like there's a lot you can do with this. I'm having a really good time with this so far. I think the formulas are amazing. I mean, look at that. Look at that multichrome. Like that is so pretty. I am obsessed. Like I love this look. I honestly didn't think that I would like this color story as much as I do, but I feel like there's enough depth in here with especially this shade. That's what I use like on the outer corner of my eye. I use this shade, this shade, this shade, this shade, and this shade. So I use like half of the shades in this, and I think it turned out beautifully. I'm having a great time with this. My base makeup is pretty much the same. I think I am using the Kaitlyns what is this even calling it? Contour Trio, and I'm using the medium one. I'm using this shade right here as my bronzer, and then as my blush, I'm using one from Woodenseye. I like pulling in from the same brand that I'm kind of using the eyeshadows, just so that I rotate my collection a little bit. So I'm using this one. This is in the shade Sunset Clouds. I really like this color. It's a little too light, I guess I would say, for what I would kind of wish it was a little bit more pigmented, but then again, me and blushes, you guys know I like me a pigmented blush, so I wish it was a little bit more pigmented, but that's just me being nitpicky. I think it's beautiful. My highlighter today is actually the shade from the palette. I'm using this shade right here as my face highlighter, as my inner quarter shade, and my brow bone, and I think it looks absolutely stunning. My lashes today are the full strip lashes in Clouded from Auric. My lip combo today is a lip liner from ColourPop, which I don't think I've used this one before. It's in the shade Beeper. It's kind of a, is it a cool tone brown pink? That's a very bad description, but that's kind of how I feel about it. And I'm using these Sephora Lip Stories in the shade 3 Over the Top, which is more of a pink, and I think that these two actually go really nicely together, and I like this look a lot. I think it turned out so pretty, and I'm gonna enjoy wearing this the rest of the day. I think it turned out so nice, so I'm really happy about this. My earrings are from Jacqueline Roxanne, which is Jacqueline Hill's brand. I did buy a couple of her pieces when the brand first launched because I was just curious, and I really do like these hoops. I think they're really nice. So I think that's gonna be it for this look, whichever video this ends up being in. I have no idea. It might be in the middle somewhere, but yeah, let's just go ahead and move into the next look. Here is my next look, and I'm so excited for this look. I used a new palette today, which I may or may not have a video up on already, but I got a package from Simply Posh, and that is a brand that I've been wanting to try for quite some time. I've seen my friend Kaitlyns talk about them all the time. I'll leave her channel down below. She's amazing. And I haven't pulled the trigger, and I think it's just because I've been a little bit overwhelmed just with, you know, the amount of makeup that comes in, that I was like, I don't want to commit to trying a new brand right now. But then they reached out to me and they asked if they could send me a package, and I was like, yes, because I really want to try the brand and I'm so excited. And for this look, I'm using the Berry Icy palette, and I think that it is such a beautiful palette. Like, this is so cute. I really like the color story of this. I like the half and half with the warms and the cool tones. And I obviously use mostly the cool tones on my eyes today. I don't even think I dipped into this side except for this shade. So what I have on my eyes is I have this one, this one, this one, and this one, this one, and this one. So I played with 6 shades of this palette, and I am very, very impressed. Actually, no, I think it was 7. Yeah, I used 7 shades. So I used, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't count. 6 shades. Anyway, I am very, very happy with this look. I think everything performed beautifully, and I think that they have a really, really nice formula. It doesn't feel like a formula that I've tried before. And I think that's kind of rare these days. Like, I feel like they have their own formula. I don't know if they make their shadows in-house or what they do, but I also think that these are magnetic because they have little like dips in them so that you can take the pans out, which is really, really nice for people who like to, you know, create your own palettes and stuff like that, and you like to have singles. That's awesome. But I feel like their formula is quite unique. I don't feel like the mattes are, I'm trying to think of a brand that the mattes are comparative to, and I can't really think of one. Like, they're not the most pigmented off the bat, but they build so beautifully and they blend so beautifully, and they're very, very easy to work with. I'd say they're very beginner friendly. They're in a way kind of similar to Lethal, but I find that Lethal don't get that intensity that I like in my shadows as much as Simply Posh. So I really like their formula so far. I was very impressed by how I was able to kind of blend that eggplant shade in with the very bright blue to create more of a purple, and they just mix together so wonderfully. And the shimmers are, they are very shiny and sparkly, but without being too textured, and they're not too creamy and like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like emollient. They're a little bit more on the drier side, so I feel like they're gonna wear really well, and they applied super easily on the eyes, and I'm very impressed, and I can't wait to play with the other palette as well, which is the, I actually can't even see what the name of this is. I don't really understand the font, but I will have a name on the screen and I will figure out what this is called. But this is beautiful as well, like so pretty. I can't wait to dip into these shimmers. This is a very summery palette, and I'm excited to have these in my collection. I think I'm gonna have a great time with these. Let's see, for the rest of my face, I'm using a So when I did my blush declutter, I kind of said in that video that I wanted to keep some of my lethal blushes and I wanted to put them into like a little face palette here. So I sort of made my own. I have this one and another one. And I was like, I want to get some more use out of these because I don't really love the formula and I want to give them another chance. And I kind of feel the same way still. So today I mixed these two together because I felt like this one would be a little bit too, not too dark for what I wanted, but just not the right like tone. So I mixed these two together and like the shade is so insanely pigmented. Like I tapped my brush into both of them and there was just powder flying everywhere. Like these are so powdery. I tapped off my brush and I still got like way too much on and I had to go over it with powder like 4 times. And I don't really like Lethal's formula. I think that they're just too pigmented and it's rare for me to say that about a blush, but they're also just too powdery. I don't know what it is. Like I'm just not the biggest fan of Lethal's blushes. I think that you can definitely make them work, and if you have them, I'm sure you're able to like use them, but for me, I just prefer something that's a little bit more on the buildable side. I want my blushes to be able to build, but I don't want them to apply like a pigmented eyeshadow right off the bat. Like that's a little too much even for me, but I like the look overall. My highlighter today is from who can guess, right? The Noctilucent palette, of course. I'm using the shade right here, which is the shade called Phenomena. My lip combo today is one of my absolute favorites. I cannot get enough of this lipstick. I'm also using the Natasha Denona My Perfect Nude or My Perfect Lip Liner. And then Flesh Fatale from Pat Mcgrath. There's just something about this lipstick that makes me feel very classy. I don't know. I mean, this look is clearly not very classy, but this lipstick makes me feel very classy. And I feel like this lipstick together with more of a like a very toned down neutral look without any eye makeup would look really nice, just as like a I am in a hurry, like if I'm going to the airport at 5 a.m. in the morning or something like that kind of look. I think it would look really pretty. Let's see, what else is new? My lashes are the Divine Lights from House of Lashes. My eyeliner is the number 4, I think, from Moon's Eye. Yeah, the number 4. I really like this, and I think that's pretty much it. I really like this look. I keep looking at it and I'm like, I do need to switch out my earrings though, because I'm wearing kind of gray sweater and I thought that wearing the gold earrings would go with this because I'm wearing a leopard belt that has kind of a gold buckle, but I feel like I might switch my accessories to just being all cool tone instead because it would just go with the look a little bit better. So I'm probably going to do that, but really excited about this look, really excited to play with the other palette as well, and I think it's going to be a great time because so far I love this. Okay, so here is the next look of the video, and if it sounds like my voice is a little rough, it's because I'm on day 7 now of being sick. Just a cold, but oh my god, it's so annoying, and I'm so over just feeling like absolute shit, and I feel like when you look like shit, you feel even worse. So I was like, I'm just gonna do my makeup. I really need to film another look with one of these palettes. So I used one of the Udensai ones, and this is the collab with Betty Jean. It's called the Planet Spirit palette. This is so cute. This is available at this moment, and I really like this look. Like I used this shade, this shade, this shade, and this shade. And I think it turned out so pretty. Like I love the combination of pink and green together. I think it's just beautiful. I'm also using the headband that comes with the collection. I did not want to do my hair today. Listen, I haven't washed it in like 5 days. So this is just what we're doing. And I put in a ponytail from INH. This is the Alley Pony in the shade. I totally forgot the name of it. It's just called Red Wine, but I really like it. I think it's super cute, and I felt like it would sort of go with this look as well. So that's what is on my eyes today. I'm also wearing one of the new lashes from BK Beauty. This is a collab with Risa Does Makeup, and I've actually met her. She lives here in Vegas, and I've had dinner with her a few times. She is awesome, and I was so excited to see when they came out with this collab. They came out with 4 different lashes. These are the like half lashes, so they're quite small, and she also has hooded eyes. So I thought that all of these lashes would look really good on me, and I like them. I don't know if I got the best application. I'm not used to wearing half lashes, so I don't know if they're really blending in with my real lashes that well because I'm just not used to putting them on. I feel like I need to finesse them a little bit. Just like I feel like I could have put on a little bit more mascara just in the front portion. But I think they're really, really beautiful, and I have a feeling that I'm gonna like all of these. So these are the Day Club ones. These look really, really pretty as well. I think that all of these are gonna be a good length for me. Then we have the Stiletto lashes. These are also available at this moment, and I think I have a code with BK Beauty. These are the style Vegas. I think these are gonna be my favorites, but I wanted to start slow because I haven't done my makeup in like a week, so I was like, do I even remember how to do this anymore? especially lashes. But I really like these so far. I think they're beautiful. The quality seems really nice, and I'm excited to have them in my collection. So yeah, let's see, what else is on my face today? I'm actually using the Pat Mcgrath foundation because my skin's been going through it this week. Like, my skin feels so dry. I have breakouts like here and here and here and here, and it's just not good. So I was like, I need a foundation that's not like the mattest, most long-lasting foundation that I have. So this was the one that I pulled out today. I'm probably not gonna be wearing my makeup for very long, I gotta be honest, because I'm not feeling it still, but I really just want it to feel pretty for just a little bit. But that is what is on my face. I'm also using the same foundation concealer that I have been using lately. My lip today is actually an interesting combo. I don't know if any of you saw my lipstick declutter that I posted. I don't know when this is going up. I have no idea, but I did do a lipstick declutter, and I said in that video that this is a product that I kept because I like using it as a bit of a lip tint. So what I did, this is the Beetlejuice liquid lipstick. It's a metallic liquid lipstick that has like, it kind of looks like this, but a lot more metallic. So what I did is I put this on first, and then I kind of wiped it off after 5 minutes, and I put a gloss over the top. And I'm just wearing the gloss from Lethal in the shade Lightscape. And I really like how it looks. It's so comfortable too. And I really like using this product as a bit of a lip tint. Just kind of something that I've been playing around with, and I think it looks really nice, and it also wears off really nicely as well. So that is my lip combo today. For my face, I'm using the Pat Mcgrath Holiday Palette from this year, and I'm using the pink blush down here, which I think is Electric Bloom. No, it's this one. This one is Peony. This one is Peony Rose. I can never for the life of me like figure out like what's what on the back here. I'm probably just stupid. For my highlighter, I'm using the shade in the Planet Spirit palette, and I'm using the kind of multi-chrome shade up here. I didn't put on a ton. It's also a little bit hard because it's a small pan, and to get my brush in there, it's just not that easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and just try to put on a little bit more, but it does make for a really, really pretty highlight. And I love when there's iridescent shades in palettes because I love using these kind of shades on my face. I think they're just so pretty. So I think that's pretty much going to sum up this look. I don't know which video this is going into or in which order, so you're just gonna see whatever the next look ends up being because I have no idea. So here is my next look, and I feel like this is very, very neutral for being me, but the palette that I was using, I felt like I really wanted to explore that side of it because I know that the creator who made this palette is really into kind of looks like this. And of course I'm talking about Lauren from Lauren Made Beauty. I will link her down below. Absolutely love her. I've actually met her. She is the sweetest ever, and she came out with this palette in collaboration with Unsai, and I think it is just so beautiful. And this, I really feel like this palette is very much her. So there's a cool tone matte brown, and there's a warm tone matte brown. There's some bronzes and like taupes in this corner. Like this corner right here, like this is her right now, I feel like. And these are like accents that she likes to put into looks, and I feel like she would totally do a look like this. Like, I'm filming this before I've seen people's reveal videos, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if she had a look like this on because I feel like this is very much her. And I really like this look. I do feel like I said, it's a little neutral for what I normally go for, but honestly, I'm not mad at it. I think it looks really fun, and I really like this palette. I think that this is probably my favorite out of the 3 collab palettes that they came out with, just because I feel like it just makes a little bit more sense than the other. Not that it makes more sense, but to me, in my head and the way that I like to do my makeup, this makes sense. I really like the different tones of the mattes in here, even though there's only 3. I haven't used this one yet, but I'm definitely going to use that. I realized that these two are kind of similar in depth, and I really thought that this one would be lighter than this one, but used together, they're just like similar but different undertones, and I honestly kind of like that. It makes for a really, really nice and simple look, so I'm excited to have this in my collection and play more with this palette. The rest of my face, let's see, my lashes are the Divine Lights from House of Lashes. I finally opened a new pair, and I miss these lashes. They're so beautiful. Every time I put them on, I'm like, these are just my perfect lashes. I love them so much. My lip combo today is the same lip liner that I use. I don't know if these are going up back to back, the looks that I'm doing with these, but this is the shade Beeper from ColourPop, and on top I have the Pat Mcgrath Blitz Trance, I think these are called, Flesh Fatale lipstick, and I just cannot get enough of this. It's like a kind of glittery nude, I guess I would explain it as, but I just think it's so pretty, and it just goes with neutral looks so nicely because it has like little sparkles in it, and it kind of draws attention to the lips without being too much, but it just adds a little bit extra to the look. I really love it. My blush today is from Unsai, so is my highlighter, because I just wanted to. I feel like I haven't used these enough, and I really wanted to get more use out of this. This is the blush in the shade Warm Sun. I wanted a warm tone blush today. Didn't go too heavy, but I really love this orange blush, and I wanted more of a subtle highlighter because I have a little bit of a bump here. I don't know if you can see that. It's not like a breakout because it doesn't have like a... It's not poppable yet, it's just like a bump, which is really annoying, and I didn't really want to highlight it too much, so I'm using the shade called Warm Sunshine, which is kind of a peachy yellow, but it's not like super intense, and I just wanted something just a little bit subtle, just so like I said, I don't like highlight my pimple and it's not like boop, like right in your face, you know? So I thought that was a good choice. Let's see, anything else? I think that's pretty much it. My earrings are from Ana Luisa. I just got these for a new sponsor video and I'm obsessed. I love them. I think they're so cute. They're like little tortoise shells. So cute. My scarf is very, very old. It's from Alexander McQueen, I think, and I got it probably 10 years ago, but it's one of my favorites and I always get questions about it. It has like little skulls on it and it's like a leopard print. I love it so much. So I think that's pretty much it. I did put a little bit of green in my waterline as well. It's the shade 06 from Unsai because I just wanted a little bit of pop of color in there. If I had a neon yellow, I probably would have used that, but I didn't. I could have done like some rhinestones or something today, but I totally forgot. Oh well, it's fine. I kind of have to head out soon anyway, so I don't really have time to do anything else. Last thing I did was just a little bit of a brow bone highlight with the yellow shade in the Noctilucent palette, and I think that's pretty much gonna sum up this. Like, I really like this look. I think it turned out really pretty. Like, I'm so jiving with the sort of neutrals with pop of color kind of looks right now. I don't know what it is. I'm a changed person, but I'm here for it because I think it looks really good. So that's gonna be it for today's look. Here is my next look, and I played a little bit more with Simply Posh. I don't know where in the video this is going to come up, but you probably saw the first look at the beginning of the video if I had to guess, or like close to it. But this is with the Genuine Gems palette, and it looks like this, and I used a lot of shades in this. I used the yellow, which is beautiful. I used this one next to it as my kind of transition shade on the outer portion. I used the purple to deepen up the look. I used a green on my lower lash line. Beautiful, beautiful color. On my lid, I have this shade and this shade. So, so beautiful. Like, I've had the best time with these palettes, and I couldn't be happier that they reached out and asked if they could send me these, because now that I have them in my hands, I would not want to be without them, because that is how I feel. I feel like they're really, really nice, and I'm so happy I own them. Let's see, what is on the rest of my face? I'm using the same foundation that I always use, same concealer. My bronzer today is the Kaleidos Trio. My blush today is from Flower Nose, and it's the shade 5. From the Rococo collection. I just wanted a pink blush and I think it looks really nice. My highlighter today is actually not from the Noctilucent palette because honestly I haven't unpacked it yet. I just got back from a trip and I used the highlighter in the Pat Mcgrath palette, which is the holiday palette from this year. I used this one, and then when I was done with the look I was like, it's not exactly what I was going for, so I reached for my Oracle palette from Bella Beauty Bar, and I'm using a little bit of this shade, like just on top, and I also have that on my brow bone. I also have a little bit of this one in my inner corner, which I wasn't really expecting it to be pink, but that was totally my own fault because I didn't think before I put it on, and now I have a pink inner corner highlight. It doesn't go with the look at all, but it's fine. It still turned out really nice, and I love this look a lot. My lip today is the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Cream in the shade Mulberry. Kind of just testing this one out still, but so far I really like it. It's a more opaque formula than what I was expecting, and it's also a little bit more matte than I was expecting, but it's basically like not a sheer, it's a satin lipstick that kind of dries down a little bit, but not fully. And I wouldn't say, is it 100% opaque? Maybe like 90%. I really like it so far though. It's nice and comfortable. I really like the packaging. I like applicators that are like this these days. I feel like they're really easy to apply lip products with. And I also use a lip liner from Urban Decay. This is super old. It's the shade 1993. I will have everything linked down below in my description box if I can find it. If it's not linked, it's just not available anymore. Let's see, what else? I think that's almost it. My eyeliner today is from About Face, and it's the shade Line Artist. It's a beautiful, beautiful green. I really like these eyeliners. There's a little bit of a difference in some of the colors, like not all of the colors are equal, but the green one is really, really nice. I think that is pretty much it. So I'm just very happy with this look. Very happy with these palettes. Would highly recommend them if you're looking to try a new brand, support a new small indie brand, and I'm excited to see what they do in the future. So that's gonna be it for this look. I need to start editing this video because I don't know, it's gonna be a mess. I'm sorry in advance, it's gonna be all over the place, but I'm gonna try to piece it together as best as I can, so you will just see whatever the next look ends up being, because simply I just don't know. I think this is going to be the last look of the video because I feel like I filmed a lot of these and I need to start putting them together and like closing out so I can start a new one. So this is going to be the last look for this video, and I'm using the new palette from Fantasy Cosmetica, and this is called the Rogue palette, and it is so beautiful. I love this brand so much. I love the shimmers in here. The mattes performed really, really well, and I did a halo eye, which I don't usually do, and I used this shade, this shade, this shade, and this shade. So I used 4 of the shades, basically these 4, and I love it. I think it turned out so pretty. I also really like my lip combo today. I'm not sure if it goes with this look per se. I'm pretty sure I used this one in an earlier look in this video, but I also could be wrong. This is from LYS. It's one of their new lipsticks in the shade Optimistic. I'm not exactly sure how I would describe this. It's definitely like a matte, but I don't feel like it's like the most long-lasting matte. I've only worn it once, so I'm still kind of forming my opinions, but super comfortable. I did blot it down like 3 times. It's a very pigmented lipstick. I was kind of expecting it to be more of a sheer formula. I don't know why, and I wasn't expecting it to be as pink when I saw it online, but it's definitely a very pink lipstick, and I do like it, but I did feel like I have to go over it like with my finger to just tone it down a little bit because it's like very pink. I used a lip liner from Laura Mercier in the shade Macaron, which is also just a pink. I feel like these went really nicely together. Let's see, my lashes today are from BK Beauty. It's one of the collab that they did with Risa Does Makeup, and these are in the style Stiletto. I really like these. I feel like they're nice and wispy while still adding some drama, and I feel like they go really nicely with this eye look. It did take a little bit of like finessing with them just to make sure I got a good application, but I think they're on very nicely. Maybe this side needs to be a little bit further in, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. And I still have a mascara smudge on my note. That was just a little, who knows what that was. It was a black dot that was not supposed to be there. But I really like these lashes. I've been loving the collab that they've done together, and I'm excited to test out the pairs that I haven't yet used. I think it's only these ones. The Day Club ones, I think these are the ones I haven't used yet. So maybe I'll wear those tomorrow, we'll see. Let's see. Otherwise on my face, I pulled out some things I haven't used in a while. I'm using the Hourglass Blush and Diffuse Bronze Light. I almost decluttered this in my declutter, and then I was like, you know what, I really like this. I want to pull it out again and give it one more chance because I still have product in here and I think it's beautiful. It's such a nice bronzer. I feel like it's more on the warm tone side than the Kaleidos one, but it's also not so warm tone that it's like a red tone bronzer. I think it's really, really nice. I think it suits me very well, and I'm going to continue to use it now that I remember that I own it. My blush today is from Sigma. I've been really liking the Sigma blush formula. I think this is beautiful. It's in the shade Sunset Kiss. I kind of want to get more of these. I think it is really, really pretty, and the formula is pigmented without being too pigmented, but it also blends out really, really nicely. So if you're someone who don't like a pigmented blush, I think you would still like these, even though they are on the pigmented side, but they're so easy to sheer out and so easy to use. Like I said, I want to get more colors because I think this is a wonderful formula. My highlighter today is from Pat Mcgrath. It's just from the holiday palette. I still haven't unpacked my Oxylucent palette from the trip I was just on, so I'm just using this highlighter. And it's basically just a very standard kind of champagne-y pink highlighter, but I think it is a beautiful formula, and it's just one of those that I feel like I can put on with any look and it's gonna look good, and I don't really have to think about it too much. I did use a little bit of one of my Bitter Lace Beauty highlighters just on my brow bone up here, which you can barely see it, but I'm using this one, which is sort of a bluish purpley iridescent shade. Let me see if I can find the name on this one. This one is called Whimsical. I do feel like the quality of this one isn't as good as I remembered it being, but these are also kind of old, so I'm thinking maybe they're starting to not like go bad, but just not perform as well as they used to. But yeah, I still think it added just like a little bit of extra. I would have preferred to use my Noctilucent palette, I mean duh, but that's just not happening today. And in my waterline, I think that's the only thing I haven't mentioned yet. It's the 04 from Wooden Side. So I really like this look. Let me know which of these looks was your favorite. I can't choose. I can never choose. I like most of my looks, honestly. It's rare for me to do a look that I'm like, God, I really didn't like wearing that, unless it's like the eyeshadows fault that I didn't like wearing it, if they like wore off badly, which usually doesn't happen either. So I'm usually pretty happy with all of my looks, and I think this turned out really pretty. So that's going to be it for this Makeup Diaries series. If you want to see some more, I do have a pretty long playlist. I will put that right there. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.